This is Mission Control. We have clearance on 29% between land checks over.
20 seconds and counting.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Mission Control. A dear friend of mine gave me a tip to have a look at Brandon Toy's channel, and man do they struggle with quite a few things. First of all, they don't think Mars is a real planet. I mean, any kid with a decent telescope can prove them wrong. And they know that, so they deliberately choose to attack other points. This time, they have set out to prove that a drone can't fly under the atmospheric conditions on Mars. They were especially fond of Cody's lab video that essentially was simulating the atmosphere on Mars and showing how hard it was to blow a feather with a fan. Brandon used that video to suit his own purpose, but just as the video is about to reveal the opposite, Brandon's short attention span kicks in and he cuts the video. How convenient. I don't know what it is with these people, but they just don't care to read or watch things to the end. They also go on to talk about NASA's vacuum chamber in Sandusky and how it needs to have 8 feet thick walls to sustain a vacuum, while the ISS has much thinner walls. Somehow they derive that the ISS would have to be ripped apart due to the vacuum of space. This is yet another example of intellectual deficit. The Sandusky chamber does have a thick concrete and steel enclosure, but it is not attached to the inner vacuum chamber. It is there to shield against radiation and as a barrier from atmospheric pressure. And atmospheric pressure is exactly what the ISS is not exposed to. So there's no crushing force out there. It's actually the opposite. The ISS has an interior pressure of 14.7 psi, which the craft needs to resist. It's like a soda can, very much vulnerable to outside pressure, but strong against inside pressure. In fact, a soda can is able to stand 90 psi of interior pressure. That's 6 times the pressure we experience on the surface here on Earth. So, Brandon and your disciples, please try to be truthful and responsible when you put out information to the public. I believe this was another safe landing for the Globe team, and to my dear friend, I can only say, barely an inconvenience, mate.